The cabin lights dimmed to a soft amber as United Flight 247 from Chicago O'Hare to Los Angeles leveled off at 35,000 feet. Outside, the Midwest slid away beneath a quilt of cornfields and sodium-lit interstates. Inside, the recycled air tasted faintly of burnt coffee and someone's microwaved lasagna. Emily Harper, seat 12A, pressed her forehead to the cold oval window and tried to breathe through the panic that had started the moment the wheels left the tarmac. Her pulse thudded in her ears louder than the engines. She had promised herself she would not cry in front of strangers, but the promise was already cracking. Mark Harper, 12B, aisle, felt the tremor in his wife's hand before he saw the color drain from her face. He had flown 100 times. Sales trips to Dallas, conferences in Vegas, the red-eye home from New York when their daughter Lily was born. But Emily had not. She had sworn off planes after their honeymoon, a turbulent hop to Cancun that ended with her vomiting into a barf bag while the flight attendant pretended not to notice. Tonight was different. Tonight was Lily's first national gymnastics meet in Pasadena, and Emily had whispered, "If I don't go, I'll regret it forever." So here they were, wedged into economy, Emily's knuckles white around the armrests. "Daddy." Lily's voice floated up from 12C, small but steady. She was 10, all elbows and ponytail, her pink hoodie zipped to the chin despite the stuffy cabin. "Is Mommy okay?" "She's just excited," Mark lied, sliding his arm around Emily's shoulders. The lie tasted metallic. Emily's breathing had gone shallow, the kind that came before a faint. He signaled the call button with his free hand. Across the aisle, 11F, Sophia Morales watched the scene unfold with the detached curiosity of someone who had seen every variety of mid-flight meltdown. She was 32, a travel writer for a glossy magazine that paid her to drink overpriced wine in Santorini and call it research. Flying was her office. Panic attacks were background noise. But something about the way the husband's thumb traced circles on his wife's wrist made her look twice. Tenderness in row 12 looked out of place next to the guy in 11A snoring into his neck pillow. The chime dinged. A flight attendant appeared. Name tag: Jack. Mid-30s, buzz cut, the kind of calm that came from diffusing drunk businessmen and crying toddlers in equal measure. "Ma'am, can I get you some water?" Emily shook her head. The cabin tilted. Or maybe that was just her inner ear. "I can't." The word stuck. She hated how small her voice sounded. Jack crouched, knees cracking. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. "Like you're blowing up a balloon." He demonstrated, cheeks puffing. Lily giggled despite herself. The sound cracked the tension like a knuckle. Mark mouthed "Thank you." Jack nodded, already reaching for the oxygen mask demo kit under the seat. "Sometimes it helps to see the gear," he said. "Proof it works." Behind them, in 13D, Jonah Kim pretended to scroll through his physics homework on the seat back screen. He was 17, lanky, headphones around his neck like a scarf. His mom had made him promise to text the second they landed. Korean moms and their rituals, but the Wi-Fi was spotty above Nebraska. He glanced at the woman in white, the one clutching her husband like he was the only solid thing in a tilting world, and felt a pang he couldn't name. His own mom had cried the first time he flew alone to Seoul to visit Halmioni. He had been 12, terrified, pretending to sleep so the tears wouldn't show. Sophia unbuckled. She told herself it was professional interest. Human drama made good copy, but the truth was simpler. She had once hyperventilated in a prop plane over the Amazon. Convinced the jungle below would swallow her whole. A stranger had handed her a peppermint and said, "Taste keeps you in your body." The memory tasted like wintergreen. She leaned across the aisle. "Excuse me." Her voice carried the faint lilt of Miami. "I have something that might help." From her tote she produced a tiny tin. "Peppermint oil. Roll it on your wrists. Grounds you." Emily blinked up at her, eyes glassy. "I don't want to bother." "It's no bother." Sophia unscrewed the cap. The scent cut through the cabin's staleness like a blade. Emily inhaled, shoulders dropping a fraction. Mark took the tin, rolled a dot onto Emily's pulse points. "There. Better." Emily managed a nod. The cabin lights flickered. "Turbulence ahead," the captain announced. "Routine chop over the Rockies." Seat belt signs dinged on. Lily clutched her stuffed giraffe, Mr. Neck, to her chest. Jack returned with a paper cup of ginger ale, no ice. "Sip slowly. Sugar helps." He glanced at Sophia. Nice assist. Team effort, she said, sliding back into her seat. But she didn't buckle yet. Instead, she watched Lily lean over her mother's lap, small hand on Emily's knee. Mommy, remember when I fell off the beam at regionals? Lily's voice was soft, meant only for them, but sound carried in the recycled air. Coach said falling is just flying for a second. You caught me then. Daddy and I will catch you now. Emily's laugh came out wet. When did you get so wise? PBS Kids, Lily said solemnly. Mark snorted. Even Jonah cracked a smile. The plane dipped. Trays rattled. A baby 2 rows back wailed. Emily's grip tightened, but the peppermint lingered, cool against her skin. She focused on it, on Lily's warm weight, on Mark's steady heartbeat under her ear. Sophia finally sat, but she angled her phone to catch the scene without being obvious. Not for the magazine. Some moments were too private for bylines. She typed a note instead. Fear is contagious, but so is kindness. Row 12, UA 247. Halfway over Colorado, the turbulence eased. The captain's voice returned, smooth as bourbon. Folks, we're through the worst. Skies clearing toward the coast. The cabin exhaled collectively. Emily's eyes fluttered open. I think I'm okay. Mark kissed her temple. Told you. Team Harper. Lily unbuckled. Against regulations, but Jack pretended not to notice, and crawled into her mother's lap. The three of them fit awkwardly in the narrow seat, a tangle of limbs and love. Jonah snapped a photo with his phone, no flash, then immediately deleted it. Some things weren't for Instagram. Sophia offered Emily a spare neck pillow shaped like a flamingo. Souvenir from Key West. Keeps the nightmares away. Emily took it, bemused. Thank you. All of you. Jack passed by again, collecting cups. Landing in 90 minutes. LAX is balmy 72 degrees. He winked at Lily. Perfect for cartwheels. Lily beamed. I'm going to stick my vault. The cabin settled into the hush that precedes descent. Seat backs upright, tray tables stowed. Outside, the Rockies gave way to the Mojave's dark sprawl, then the jeweled grid of greater Los Angeles. Emily watched the lights approach, no longer clutching the armrests. The peppermint had faded, but the calm remained. Mark squeezed her hand. We made it. Not just the flight, she whispered. Us. In 11F, Sophia closed her notebook. She would write about the food in Little Tokyo tomorrow, the way the gymnastics venue smelled of chalk and possibility. But tonight, she had witnessed something rarer. A family choosing each other at 35,000 feet, strangers knitting a net of small mercies. The wheels kissed the tarmac with a gentle screech. Lily whooped. Emily laughed, the sound bright and unafraid. Jonah texted his mom. Landed safe. Love you. Jack high-fived. A toddler in 8C. Sophia slipped the empty peppermint tin into her pocket, evidence. As they taxied to the gate, the cabin lights brightened. Passengers stirred, reaching for bags, for normalcy. But in row 12, Emily stood first, legs steady. She turned to Sophia. What's your name? Sophia. I'm Emily. This is Mark. Lily. She hesitated. If you're ever in Pasadena, dinner's on us. Least we can do. Sophia smiled. I'll hold you to it. They filed out into the jet bridge, the California night warm and smelling of jet fuel and orange blossoms. Lily skipped ahead, Mr. Neck dangling by one leg. Mark carried the bags. Emily walked between them, flamingo pillow tucked under her arm like a trophy. Behind them, the plane emptied, ready for its next load of stories. But row 12 would remember. The way fear had boarded in Chicago and disembarked in Los Angeles, lighter, transformed by peppermint and ginger ale, by a child's logic and a stranger's kindness. At baggage claim, Lily spotted the first palm tree through the glass and gasped. It's like a drive. Seuss book. Emily laughed until tears, happy ones, pricked her eyes. Mark slung an arm around her shoulders. Sophia watched from the carousel, smiling at nothing in particular. Outside, the California sky stretched wide and star-flecked. They had 90 minutes to the hotel, then morning practice, then the meet. But for now, they stood on American soil, breathing the same air, carrying the same quiet triumph. They had flown, and they had not fallen. Somewhere above the terminal, United 247 powered down, its belly full of empty cups and crumpled blankets, the faint ghost of peppermint lingering in seat 12A. The plane would fly again tomorrow, carrying new fears, new mercies. But tonight, it had delivered one family intact, one writer changed, one flight attendant reminded why he still loved the job after 12 years. And in the parking garage, Emily Harper rolled down the rental car window, let the warm wind whip her hair, and whispered to the night, "We did it." The words tasted like freedom, like ginger ale, like home.